Hey everyone, so this box is filled with a bunch of tech products that I bought off TEMU at insane prices. And in this video, I'm going to see if these products are as good as they appear, especially for that price. I have a video game console, mechanical keyboard, PS5 accessories, as well as accessories for my computer. So let's get straight into the video and check these products out. Also, between you and me, the products actually came in a different packaging, but it looks a lot better in the box for the video, so checks out. Also, for those who are not aware, TEMU is one of the largest online marketplaces that sells pretty much anything you can want. I'm going to put a QR code to all the items that I'm going to be discussing in the video here, so you can follow along and also look for individual codes for that specific product and their links, so you don't have to scramble around searching one by one. Now, to get the best pricing, make sure you download the TEMU app either by clicking on the link in the description below, by scanning the QR code, or by putting in the code that's listed on the screen. Now that will allow you to get up to 90% off some of the picks of the products that I discussed in the video, as well as a $100 coupon for your bundle. Now, first off, I have this R36 Max console. Now this is an open source hardware that can play all your classical console games through emulation on this device. Now it's pretty great. It comes with the standard D-pad, you have your analog stick buttons, and it also comes with rear triggers. So a lot of your classical handhelds did not have these features, but everything is baked into one single piece of hardware. Great thing about this is everything is open source and it comes preloaded with a number of emulators and a number of ROMs. So you actually don't need to download anything. Now, straight out of the box, you get the console itself. You also get a carrying case and a protective case that is very nice to have, especially when you're on the go. You also get a USB-C port for both charging and being able to upload and download more ROMs and emulators onto this device when you choose to do so. And it also comes with some other great things like a screen protector as well as a screen cleaner, so you can keep your games looking fresh on this LCD display. Now, speaking of LCD display, this is a 4-inch 720 by 540 display, which is pretty solid. Now, it's not 1080p, but for a console this size at only 4 inches, you're not going to see a lot of pixelation. Anything you do see is either specific to the emulator or the game that you're playing. Now, one of the great things about emulators like these is that it gives you the opportunity to play all the classic games that you either grew up playing as a kid or that you missed out playing as a kid. So being able to play all the original Pokemon games, as well as the Super Mario games from the original Nintendo to the N64, even from the Game Boy Colors on this device, is actually pretty solid. But the best part about it is, like I said, once again, everything is preloaded, so you don't have to download anything. Now, next up is this mechanical keyboard. Like I said, QR code and screen captures on the page, but this is insane for the pricing. Now, this contains red switches. So for those who are not aware, red switches are known for their linear travel, meaning from the start of the click all the way to the bottom, you get the same force feedback and they pop right back up. These are very quiet switches. They're great for office use, but they're also pretty good for gaming as well. Now, this keyboard itself does not come with a trackpad. It's very compact. And like I said, this also comes with RGB lighting, completely programmable. Now, this is a wired connection to a computer. Typically, mechanical keyboards are wired because the whole point of mechanical keyboards is to reduce as much input lag as possible. So it comes with a USB-C to USB 3.0 cable, and it also comes with a replaceable spacebar key. So if you aren't liking the black key, it does come with a reddish/orange for your liking. Now, the feel of a mechanical keyboard is completely different from any other keyboard that you'll experience, just because of the amount the keys travel and how quickly they bounce right back up. I love mechanical keyboards, and it's actually very difficult to go back to a short travel keyboard after that. So that is the only negative thing. So you will get hooked on this. So far, my experience for this has been very positive. I've used it, even though I do like the portability of a wireless keyboard, but for the most part, I keep my keyboard on my computer anyway. So having a wire connecting to my desktop is never really an issue ever. Now, this next product is this electric screwdriver. And why am I so excited for electric screwdriver? Well, for someone who likes to do a lot of DIY stuff like upgrading components and repairing them, an electric screwdriver goes such a long way, especially when you are dealing with tight spaces and you don't have the space to either generate the torque or you don't have the bits, which this comes with 45 different bits, which is very, very convenient. Now, The good thing about an electric screwdriver is its torque function. So if you try using a drill with electronics, which I absolutely do not recommend, it'll be so much torque that it'll strip your bolts. I don't think anyone would be stupid enough to do so, but the only other alternative for most people is using a manual screwdriver. This is thin, it's compact, and it's so easy to use because it's also rechargeable. You don't have to worry about any batteries. Now, I've used this to upgrade components in my PS5 and even open up my computer to upgrade components like my NVMe drive and other stuff in there. And what makes it so convenient, like I said, is that torque, both for forward and reverse, and it's magnetic. So when you do open up those tiny screws, they stick onto the bit and you don't have to worry about losing them in tight spaces. Now, this product for its price is so cheap. This is the homepage and the listing for this product specifically. But like I said, if you are anybody who likes to do DIY stuff or likes to disassemble and assemble components, this is actually a must-have for your inventory, and it'll save you so much headache in the long run. Now, speaking of headache, you know what the biggest headache there is keeping your components clean. And the worst case is, most of the times you got to use these compressed air canisters, and these do not come cheap. As a matter of fact, if you keep your components clean throughout the year, you're probably going to go through a couple of these cans and be spending $30, $40. But I have a solution for you. It is an electronic duster. Fully chargeable. You don't need to purchase these cans anymore, and it works just as good. The amount of airflow that you get out of an electronic duster matches and sometimes surpasses what these compressed cans offer. And like I said, just like the electric screwdriver, this is a must-have for anybody that's serious about keeping their components clean and giving them the longevity and lifetime that they require, because oftentimes dust is a #1 contributor to components overheating, and this thing will make sure that they don't overheat because it's so easy to use and charge. Now, the electronic duster comes with this slider here that you can adjust the airflow from minimum to maximum. And it also comes with these 2 attachments to flow that air and also dust off any areas that are a little out of the way. And it simply goes like this, plug and play, and you're ready to go. Now, this does have some weight to it. It weighs around 150 grams, about the weight of an average smartphone. But that's a good thing because most of this is battery, which is completely rechargeable through a USB-C port. So like I said, no more having to spend endless money on canisters when you can simply have everything in your desk at your whim whenever you like it. The QR code to this specific product is up there. And just like the electronic screwdriver, this is a must-have for anybody that wants to keep their components running smooth. All right, these next 2 items are for PS5 users and gamers, especially those who have the PS5 Slim or the PS5 Pro. So what do those 2 have in common? None of you guys had a vertical stand come in with your PS5 Slim or Pro. This is where this comes in. The MSRP for vertical stand is around 40 bucks. I got this for less than 10 off TEMU, and it works just as good as the manufacturers. It's very easy to install. Simply flip over your PS5, remove the black circular piece from the bottom, line up the stand, and don't forget to keep the screw that comes with this packaging and simply screw it tight by hand, and you will have a vertical standing PS5, which in my opinion should have come in the box, but this is the next cheap solution. Like I said, super convenient, and you don't have to obstruct the bottom airflow now that you have an official stand for your PS5s. Now, this next accessory is also super convenient for PS5 controllers, and that is a docking station for your PS5 controllers. Now, currently, the only way you charge your PS5 controllers is through USB-C. So that means you have to plug it into your PS5, and your PS5 has to be on or in rest mode, which can sometimes be a little inconvenient. This is a standalone charger where you can set up, attach it to a USB-C port, and let it charge away from your PS5. It also comes with a charging indicator light to let you know once it's done charging or the status of the charge on your PS5 controllers. So if you have multiple controllers and you want to charge them all at once, this is a must-have device. Now, this next accessory is super convenient if you want to convert your old M.2 drives or new NVMe drives into a portable SSD that you can carry on and use wherever you want. And that is this enclosure kit right here. It's very easy to use. You simply press the button on the back, and this comes out, and all you do is you install the NVMe or M.2 drive in here, and you just plug it back in like this, slide it in, and through a USB-C port that's located, I don't know if I can zoom in right there, you connect it to your computer. Now, the great thing about this is that some of you might be a little too hesitant to open up your computer and actually physically install a M.2 drive, even though it might be easy, or a lot of you might be in the situation where your desktop computer simply doesn't support it, but you still want the portability and the speed of that, and that's where this comes in. The speeds are great through the enclosure, but I want to say, and I just want to make this remark, the SSD speeds will rely and depend on what kind of M.2 drive you purchase. This is only the enclosure kit. There is no NVMe drive that comes with this, so make sure you are cognizant when you do make this purchase. But it is a very convenient purchase, especially for those of you guys who travel with laptops and you want that extra storage. This is a very convenient way of having that. Now, after having tested everything, I'm still genuinely surprised at how well these products turned out, especially at the price that they're listed at. So like I said, if you are interested in purchasing any of these devices, make sure you scan the QR code that's listed up here. Make sure you download the TEMU app. And also I will have the code listed on the bottom there, as well as in the description. So you can go to my cart and my homepage and make sure you purchase the devices that I talked about exactly in this video. Overall, gotta say, TEMU, 2 thumbs up, especially for these tech products, because I gotta say, the pricing is still ludicrously and insanely cheap.